What's up guys, how y'all doing? Cosmic Carry here, bringing you another World of Tanks video, and today I'm going to be showcasing gameplay in my brand new latest tier 10, the T57 American heavy tank, and I finally unlocked it. It hasn't, you know, it should have taken, it most definitely should have taken me longer to get this thing than it did take it, but it was playing in the T54. Was it the T54 E1? I believe it was. It was just agonizing. It truly was a god awful tank, and I couldn't stand it for the life of me. I couldn't stand it. And in my personal opinion, when it comes to free XP, for those of us that have the ability to free XP, I never ever, there's only two reasons why I use free XP, and that's always to get the top gun or to bypass a tank that I don't like. Because if I play a tank I don't like, I don't play it to its full potential if it has any kind of potential. And yeah, so if I truly hate the tank, if it has a reputation, I'll bypass the thing altogether, and we're talking like tier 6, 7 and etc, which isn't that big a deal. But I did my time in the E1. I spent, I can't remember how many games, and let's we're gonna have a quick look here on my stats. How many games did I play in the E1? What is it? American, it's a medium, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a heavy. The 57 is the first heavy. Yeah, I played 51 games, and actually I got a 56% win rate, so, I kind of took advantage of the positives of that tank, I would say. 56, I'm actually really surprised at that. I mean, playing in these tanks, it's not that difficult, it's not that hard if you play them right and play them smart, etc, so at the same time it's not that surprising that I have such a decent win rate in the E1, truth be told. And because I know how to play. You just pounce on people, you use your team as a meat shield. You kind of look out for when the enemies, the Reds, have taken their shot, and in between their shots you pop out and you unload, and that's exactly the same with the T57, pretty much. But that the E1, the mobility, the speed, the maneuverability, the pen, the this, the that, it just it was unbearable. But that's what I like about World of Tanks. For every player that says this tank is a piece of shit, there's plenty of other players out there that say this is a fantastic tank. I love this tank, and I'm sure there's a gazillion of you out there that would say you're completely wrong, Cosmic. E1 was a fantastic tank, but like I said, each to his own. I love that about World of Tanks. We can all have a nice healthy debate and completely disagree with each other. So anyhow, the T57, what a nice tank. It's a very nice tank. It is a very nice tank, and yeah, I'm taking a look at my stats now. I've played 37 games in the thing so far, and again, 56% win rate. That's actually really decent, and that is quite telling, because since it kind of showcases that with this line you truly are trained for the T57, because with the T69, with the E1, you just get you're getting like a, with each tier that you move up, it's like a progression. It's like you're just getting with each tier you get a more upgraded version of the previous tank. In the previous tier there's no Lorraine 40T thrown into the works, and you're like, what the heck is this? So it's really like you move up this tank line and you're being trained, you're being schooled, for the T57, and you finally get the T57, and it's like, oh, thank goodness, no more long ass reload times, because I hated that, because I really didn't like that with the 69 and the E1. The fact that you had such a not a long reload time, but it was long enough for me to say, I've done this. I've done these long ass reload time autoloaders. These are boring. I hate these, you know, with the French lines, etc., etc. But thank goodness gracious me, T57 comes along, and it's only 22 second reload, which is so nice, you know. It's so nice. It means you can get back into the fight. You don't have to be hanging back and feeling like a bit of a banana, a bit of a potato, you know, not doing anything for your teammates. And a lot of people say, you know, that's it's unbalanced. That's makes it an OP tank and it needs a nerf, etc., etc. But you do get a limited amount of shells, and the aim time is a bit humongous. And for those of you that, you know, have an E5, which I recently unlocked as well, it's pretty much the same gun. The only difference is the aim time. The aim time is completely different. On the E5 it's 2 seconds, which is really nice. On the T57 is 2.9, but everything else is completely the same. It's a 258 pen, 340 with the premiums, 400 damage, and accuracy is 0.35. So I'm kind of used to this gun, so we're good to go basically. And it's 2 seconds. It's 4 shells in each clip, 2 seconds between each shell, and it's 21, 22 seconds and between each clip, you know, and you do get a limited amount of shells. I think it's 36, I can't remember. It has the highest DPM of any of the heavy tanks at tier 10, you know. But the thing is, you know, you gotta take advantage of that, absolutely. And it's weird, it's odd, you know. I'm having fantastic games in this thing, and it's like I said, 37 games in, 56% win rate, and I'm consistently doing well. Let's have a look at my. I'm gonna have a quick look at what's my average damage. Okay, 2.6k. 2.6k is really decent. I mean, for a brand new tier 10, for me to have this much success, I mean, usually like with my TDs, the tier 10 TDs, I'll instantly have success. You know, it's a TD, it's OP, etc., etc. But with my heavies, with my mediums, I'm always kind of, you know, struggling in the beginning stages, trying to figure out the tank. But this tank, it was. And it's just like I mentioned before. It's I've already been schooled in the T57 with the T69 and the T54E1, and I get into this, and it's like, okay, this is my reward for going through those okay, subpar, average, you know, tanks. You know, this is my reward, the T57 heavy, and in each and every game, pardon me, I do well. I mean, I'm finding that for the most part, I'm in the top 3, top 5, and that's really telling, you know, with this line and with this tank in general. It truly is. And I just consistently do well in this tank. I do consistently do decent. You know, I totally understand the tank. Or it's already figured out for me, and I just pounce, I pounce, and I jump out in between shots and unload a shell or two. I don't take it to the max and try to unload my entire clip, because, you know, that's you can, you know, they're gonna pen you in the meantime. So I don't want to. I always remember that there's more to the battle than just killing one tank, and not only that, it's not a bat chat, you know, and it's not a Waffentrager. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, you know, 4 times 4 shells, 400 damage in each shell. That's 1600. You know, that's you know, that's you know, the what you call it, the E100, for instance, 2,700 hit points. So if I roll out on a full health E75, maybe I'll shave off 1,600, but he's gonna get 750, possibly maybe another 750 into me, you know. So go away, cat. And yeah, so I'm pretty careful, I'm pretty smart, and if I don't know if the enemies have fired, you know, I'll pop out for one shot and that's it, you know, and kind of suss out and encourage them to shoot, and then I'll re-engage and take a further couple of shots. So I'm playing it pretty smart, I'm playing it pretty decent, and I think that's why I have a pretty decent win rate so far, and my average damage is pretty decent, and it is the most enjoyable tank so far, absolutely 100%. But the sense that I get with this tank is I'm not realizing the full potential of this tank. You know, I think it could do so much more, and it's only limited by the number of shells, which is, I think I mentioned earlier, is it 36? I'm not sure. And I think this tank is capable of a monster game, you know, truly a monster game. And perhaps I'm spoiled by my dev style, where I, you know, so easily I'll get 4k, 5k, you know, sometimes 6, 7, and but even because when I'm getting decent damage scores in this tank, 2k, 3k, 4k, you know, in I think one of these days I get 6k, I'm constantly saying to myself, you know, you could do so much better, you could do so much better. And after the last batch of games played in this tank, and I said that to myself, I went ahead and checked out some more reviews, some more YouTube vids, and to figure out, am I doing anything wrong? You know, am I doing anything wrong by not realizing the full potential of this tank? And it's not me. It's not me. You know, I really think, you know, it's a situational thing. If I want to get whatever it is, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10k damage from this tank, it's just gonna come along once in the blue moon. It's a bit like a T95. When I got the second Kolobanov, it wasn't a surprise, you know. It just, I knew if you just keep playing the thing, keep playing the thing, keep playing the thing, a situation is going to roll up where I'm going to get another Kolobanov, you know, maybe even a Pools, maybe this, maybe that, because it's that type of tank, the T95. And I think with this tank, if I just keep playing it, keep playing it, keep playing it, you know, eventually I'm going to get a game where you know, every single shot simply pens, you know, and I'm out of ammo, and but you just have to keep playing it. You just have to keep playing it. You know, it's like I'm continuously trying to fire all 12 Hesh shells in my Death Star and have every single one of them pen, and it's so difficult. You know, it's so hard, and that's, you know, it's a big ask basically. And what can you do? So, but anyhow, the T57, I've rambled on enough. It's a very nice tank. I'm really loving it. I'm really enjoying it. I don't take it for granted. I use my shells wisely. I understand about the armor, and I understand that bounces occur on the turret. Mostly, I mean, I've been trying to angle the thing, but it's mostly down to luck. You know, it's mostly down to luck, and it's got those little nooks and crevices, and yeah, so you do get a lot of module damage in this tank. And I've managed to unlock 6th Sense. I'm currently working on the repairs, and once I got those 2 items, well, I have 6th Sense. Once I got the repairs, you know, I'll be golden. I'll be, no, nothing's gonna stop me in this tank. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna leave you to it. T57. I actually, again, I'm jacking on. I had a choice. It was this tank or the E3. I think it's the E3. I keep on saying that. After the T95, and I actually still have the potential of buying the E3, but it's gonna wipe out my silver completely. I'll be down to my last 100k silver, and I said don't unlock the E3, you know, just choose one and that's it. And so I went for the T57, and I'm so glad that I did, because I'll get, you know, the E3 in due course, kind of, all in good time. I don't really need another forward facing TD, you know, right now. My agenda with that line was to get the T95. I knew that was going to be an epic tank. I knew I was going to have a ton of fun in it, and I knew it was going to make for great YouTube vids, and I've been completely 100% right, you know. And yeah, so instead of the E3, please correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember, is it the E3 or the E4? I know one has the turret and the other one is forward facing. I think it's the E3, and I went for this tank, and I'm so glad that I did. It's a ton of fun to play, it really is. I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Take it easy. Can I get in? Can I get in? Adios, muchachos.